Doubt. It's about time you get a life. Like, you find something else to do, because this is just getting old. I appreciate that you're trying to understand what I think, but it doesn't seem like it's very genuine. It doesn't seem like it's very genuine at all. Um, I'm just gonna go through your ridiculous video towards the comments that I made in your video, starting with
First, I don't even remember making the first video you showed.
And that's right, I don't remember making the first video you showed. I made the video maybe a year and a half ago, and my point in bringing that up was not to deflect the fact that I said what I said, but just to show that my views change. That the view that you pointed out in particular didn't change, and I hold to that opinion. There are definitely scientists who are bent on proving a certain hypothesis. I don't care what you have to think about that, and I don't care if you think that makes me extreme, or if you think that makes me seem like I don't believe in science, because that is just completely ridiculous. The other sheer stupidity you had to say.
Number 2 from Aveyowyns. She says, second, I am not a creationist. Okay. I'm going to give a definition.
Okay, I'm not a creationist. I'm not a creationist. I don't know how you could possibly tell me that I am a creationist. I do believe in evolution. I guess, I believe in evolution through intelligent design. But I don't see how you think you have the authority to tell me what it is I should label myself according to what you can't even understand I believe. This idea that I don't want to be called a creationist because nobody likes being called a creationist. I don't care whether or not I'm called a creationist. I mean, you must understand by now that I don't care what you have to say about me. I don't care what you think about me at all. I am open to creationism in the instance that someone can show me beyond what I know that evolution is wrong in its entirety. Then I would easily switch back to creationism. I don't have any qualms about being a creationist or an evolutionist at all. So, I mean, just get a life. Just do something else. I'm not interested in you analyzing me through misrepresentations of my videos at all. The next point you had to bring up.
We're going to get into some more definitions later in this video, but your third point. Third, if you read the description of God is dead, your video, you would see that it was a reiteration of an essay. However inaccurate you may believe it is irrelevant to me. Now, it's a given to me, and I did read the description of that video before making my video. I believe the numbers are inaccurate. You believe that you're just passing on numbers from somebody else, whether or not they're inaccurate.
Okay, no I don't. I do believe that the numbers are accurate. I'm just saying that I don't care what you think about my videos. I don't care what you think about me. However inaccurate you think what I display on my channel is, I don't care. That's what I'm trying to say. I just don't care about what you think at all. I'm not trying to say that a truth is irrelevant, and as long as it one-ups the atheist, it doesn't matter. No, that's not the point in my videos at all. Oh, goodness gracious.
And your defensiveness is your fourth point. Fourth, God is the author of life. Therefore, he has complete authority to do with life as he pleases. Now, I already showed a clip of you saying that God is an objective, absolute truth machine, basically. And he just, whatever he does is right. But we know that it's not, because we know that killing is wrong. We know that mass murder is wrong, but somehow your God gets a pass because you say he's the author of life and he's got authority. And that's why it's okay for him to do bad things. But you see where you said in that other video that things that he dictates for people to do become right.
Okay, no. I said that God can only dictate that people do good. He can't dictate that people do evil. That's what I said in my video. So, I mean, this is what I mean by misrepresentation. You can't even understand what I say and then decide and then think that you can tell me what I believe and what I should believe according to your crappy analysis of my videos. I don't... Okay, this is just it. Then you bring up communist leaders, how I equate atheism with communism. No, I just, according to the essay, the leaders who have commit the most murder, slaughtered the most innocents, happen to be atheistic and communistic and atheistic. They just happen to be that. I'm not equating anything. I know that communism does not equal atheism. And you seem to think that just because I'm American and just because I'm Christian that I'm opposed to communism. And no, okay, I'm Canadian, so I live in a socialist country. I am a capitalist, but I still live in a socialist country, and I can still appreciate the benefits of living in a socialist country. So once again, you don't even know who I am, and you think that that you have some sort of authority to tell me who I am. You went like back to God. He is the author of life, therefore he has the complete authority to do with life as he chooses. Just because he dictated that Moses or Joshua did slaughter a people, it doesn't mean that he was then making that a moral standard for all Christians everywhere. It was just one instance. We're not many instances, but each individual instances where God used men to enact judgment on a certain people, in the same way he would do in the same way he did a flood or hell later on. So, I mean, I don't know I know what problem you have with that, but I don't care. Once again, I don't care.
Fifth, I don't value in the slightest what an atheist has to say about my faith. Now, this is the argument that you got into with Thunderbolt 94, that he says that if you're going to understand why people reject your God, you should listen to what they're saying. And you being from the point of view that God elects people, and if they're not going to heaven, they're not going to heaven, so why should we even have to listen to them? It's very troubling, and I'm going to give you...
Why is it troubling? I don't understand. Why is it troubling for me to believe? Okay, first of all, that's not what I believe. But let's say I do believe that it doesn't matter if I evangelize, because God is going to save whoever he wants to save, regardless of how actively I share my faith. Why is it troubling? I don't understand why it's troubling. Especially, why is it troubling to you when you believe God doesn't exist? And that means keeping me, the extremist, the one you believe is an extremist, out of your face, because I don't believe evangelizing towards you makes any sense anyway. So, I mean, but I did not say that it doesn't matter I did not say that Christians shouldn't care about what unbelievers think about the Gospels if they want to understand how atheists think. Obviously, that's like, how else are Christians supposed to understand how unbelievers think about their faith, if they don't try to understand what the unbeliever thinks about their faith. I said that understanding the Gospels from an unbeliever's point of view doesn't benefit the Christian at all. It doesn't benefit the Christian's understanding of the Gospels. The Gospels stand on their own. They don't need different perspectives to be understood, and especially not the unbeliever's perspective. But once again, I don't care what an atheist has to say about my faith. I don't care if an atheist thinks I'm extreme. I don't care. Then you go on to calling me a bigot. First of all, because I'm intolerant of other perspectives, and I don't see what's wrong with that. I am intolerant of other perspectives. I'm not intolerant of the fact that people can have other perspectives. But if somebody says something wrong, I'm not going to sit back and just let them get away with saying something wrong, saying something inaccurate about what they should believe as Christians, just because they don't want to feel offended by the fact that I'm telling them what they believe is wrong. But I don't understand why you think I should need to explain that to you, because you don't even believe the Christian religion is valid in the first place. You bring up how I said that the only people who care what atheists think are nominal Christians, the ones who want to be seen be seen in good favor by atheists, and I hold to that. I didn't say, as you said, I did not say that Christians shouldn't be friends with atheists, or Christians Christians agree with atheists, or atheists agree. I didn't say that. My whole point in saying that only nominal Christians care about what atheists have to say is that Christians seem to think that being called a good Christian by an atheist, by someone who can't even understand the basics of Christianity, means anything, and it doesn't. It doesn't mean anything if the world thinks you're a good Christian. It means the exact opposite. If the world thinks you're a good Christian, then it probably means you're not that good a Christian. But once again, I think I'm not going to respond to this. I'm not going to make this into some sort of game you can have fun with. You are snide. You're not snide because you called me a bigot. You're not snide because you make these illogical assessments of who I am. You're snide because of the way you say things. Anyone watching your video can see how snide you are. And once again, it has nothing to do with what you call me or what you say about my character. It's just the way you say things. But I'm not going to continue with this. I mean, you can continue to make videos about who you think I am, but it doesn't matter to me. And I won't be commenting on your videos if they're of the same topic, or making video responses, because they're not worth my time. They're just not worth my time.